I know there are people that sort of go after the plastic straws and that type of thing, but ultimately you cannot look after a tree if somebody's unemployed, because they will chop that tree down for firewood. I'm from South Africa, so where the hell is that? Is that near Somalia or anything like that? South Africa is I think, a deeply troubled country in many ways. And we've got this country, as I said, do you want to invest in South Africa? You know, there be dragons. And that's what I want to try and unpack for you, is that we've got the contrast between a very capable private sector and a really dismal government at the moment. And that in a sense provides opportunity for investors. We've got this thing called state capture, the state-owned enterprises, others known as parastatals, I call them parasitals, that are not performing and absorbing resources from the country. But importantly, the state-owned monopoly for electricity is not performing, right? There's blackouts, as we call them, load shedding. I always think load shedding sounds like you want to go to the toilet or something like that. But that's a term that they use. In this time, we've descended into junk status. So basically, South Africa sits at the top of, very often the top of rankings, but also the bottom of rankings with this contrast. Against that, we've had this thing called COVID and the Ukraine, as you can appreciate, that suddenly supply chains can be disrupted, and there is a need to actually diversify supply chains, and Africa is actually well positioned to actually fill in with that. And again, the investment environment in Europe, sitting with zero yield since the global financial crisis, even negative yield, is a problem. And this is where I say, you look at a situation, you either see it as positive or negative. I say, in every situation, there's refugees and entrepreneurs, and a refugee will run away from a situation, usually with nothing, and an entrepreneur will go to exactly the same situation and actually make a lot of money. And I'm suggesting that this is ripe for entrepreneurs. We are an impact investing house. We believe in enriching lives through opportunity. That is our basic tenet. I think when we talk about impact investing in Europe, very often that connotation is the environment and whether you're using plastic straws or not. That's irrelevant in Africa. All right, and I know there are people that sort of go after the plastic straws and that type of thing, but ultimately you cannot look after a tree if somebody's unemployed, because they will chop that tree down for firewood. And so we believe Africa-relevant impact investing is about jobs, food security, housing, education, and also clean energy and abundance of energy. South Africa also has a superb financial services sector that services the top level of the economy, but is not very well linked into the actual financial, in terms of access for the bottom end. This is what we are trying to also achieve in impact investing, but it's not a charity. It's about commercial merit. It's about people. It's about assessing risk. We see ourselves as the financial partner and looking for working with good operating partners. Ultimately, our investment principles is that we want to offer investors capital protection. In other words, you're scared of a jurisdiction like Africa, so you want to actually have capital protection. So we use this through hedging, collateral depth, layers for who takes first loss, etc. But we offer yield, because if you can protect from the sovereign from that and get the yield, it's actually a pretty good investment decision. So basically, we are able to offer upside participation as well through selection of instruments, debt and equity, etc. But to a large extent, we offer the ability to actually have hard currency earnings, in other words, export-oriented in industry with soft currency costs, and that is sustainable over the long time. So the prospects that we are doing is diversified agriculture. There's the time. Blueberries, moringa, vertical farming, intensive sheep farming, rabbits, high value, low volume type of projects. Student accommodation, enormous shortage. There's not going to be any sorting out of the market. And then sustainable energy for corporates, and that to do that. Thank you very much indeed.